5-1 on the season with wins over number 3 Adelphi, 17-16, and number 1 Limestone. Your Bears are now ranked number 5 in the nation in all of D2 lacrosse. It's been an absolute show that they have been putting on here in the last couple of games, and they're looking for more of the same here today. The Assumption Greyhounds, all the way from Worcester, Massachusetts, about 12-hour drive from here, coming on their little southern tour. They'll be playing Lenoir-Rhyne here today, and they'll be moving on to play Catawba tomorrow. And really, this is Assumption's really first test of the season here. They play the number 5 team in the nation. They're 2-0 on the season with wins over Pelican 27-4 and Post 17-9. Like I was saying, this is really their first true test of the season, playing this Lenoir-Rhyne squad, coached by Greg Paradine and Ed Case and Ryan Crompton. This is that first true road test, and I mean, what a better no better atmosphere to compete in here today than Moretz Stadium. I mean, they're going to be under the bright lights here in beautiful Hickory, North Carolina, and as both teams are getting ready to go. For the Assumption Greyhounds, keys right now, it's got to be Nicholas Shanley. He's one of their stud players. He's a junior midfielder, he's got 5 goals and 9 assists on the season for 14 points and 2 ground balls, along with Hughes, who has 3 goals, 4 assists, and 7 points and 2 ground balls. And then for Lenoir-Rhyne, it all starts, in my opinion, with Eric Dickinson and Miles Moffitt, that lethal kind of bruising attack here of Lenoir-Rhyne. They can get going in a hurry. Miles Moffitt, Money Moff, like I like to call him, 20 goals on the season and 8 assists. He's done that on only 37 shots. The redshirt sophomore, after coming back from an ACL tear last year, has been on fire here for the Bears. I mean, that is just so alarming to see and kind of just dumbfounding. On 37 shots, Miles Moffitt is shooting 54.1%, so 54.1% of the time he takes a shot, it's a goal here for the Bears, and he's got a .838 shot on goal percentage as well. So he's super efficient, knows how to work his role really. He's an inside guy, but don't let him fool you. He's able to knock it down from deep, pulling one from about 15 to 20 yards out against Limestone on Sunday that really caught the Saints off guard. And then Eric Dickinson, the all-time points and goals leader for the SAC Conference in LR history. 19 goals and 14 assists on the season. And I think another great thing to point out is this kid's really smart when he's around the ball. It doesn't matter. They're going to put 2-3 guys on him, and he knows how to find and read the open spaces and find his open teammates. That's why he's got 14 helpers on the season. He's very smart in space, and he's super unselfish. So look for him to get going offensively. And then another thing, literally and figuratively, Noah Flash, he needs to get going. He needs to stay hot here for Lenoir-Rhyne in the face-off. He sets the tone literally for Lenoir-Rhyne there in the middle. And if he can get going there in the face-off spot, he's averaging 62% here on the season. That's been the biggest difference maker here for Lenoir-Rhyne, just to get going offensively and set the tone really, and just get the Bears hyped up. Love to see all the celebrations the bench mob kind of puts out for the Bears and how hyped they are throughout the whole game. And then also that 3-headed monster that you see on defense of Tyler Bain, Connor Stanley, and Jared Maberek. They just wreak havoc when they're on the field, and they're going to let you know where they are at all times. Their presence is literally felt, especially when they have big checks and just bruising defense, shutting down a opponent's attack men. Just look for them throughout all points of the game. And another person to even shout out is Noah Johnson, starting in goal, coming off an elite performance against Limestone with 16 saves. And coming up with the player of the week, as well as Bryce Reese off the bench. There's a bunch of just Bears who are willing to come into the game for Coach P and just put up a great performance. And I just love the depth behind this team. I mean, they're looking really strong so far. And let's see how they handle this kind of adversity here today. I mean, this Assumption team is in that Northeast 10 conference with teams like Lemoyne, who is now the new number 1 in D2 lacrosse, Adelphi, number 9, Pace, number 11, St. Aslam, number 18. But this is the really, like I said earlier, the first true test for this Assumption squad. So they're going to be dealing with a lot of pressure here. But, you know, there's not that much pressure when you have just beaten the number 1 team in all of D2 lacrosse. So LR has got to be sharp in this one and come out hot. So we're getting ready to go here between the bricks. Let's get the starters for both sides. First for the Assumption Greyhounds, it's gonna be number 2 Spencer Marachini at attack. Number 5 Will Shaw, defender. Number 8 Joe Del Rosa, defender. Number 11 Nicholas Shanley in midfield. Number 17 Brett Jennings in midfield. Number 21 Anthony Delangelo in midfield. Number 29 Mike Pascaretta at keeper. Number 30, Owen Peterson, the third in midfield. Number 33, Trevor Wilcox in midfield. And number 55, Tim Tarani at defender. And now for your LR Bears starting lineup. In at midfield, number 7, Will Kanata. In at midfield, number 9, Chris Britton. In at defender, number 10, Tyler Bain. In at attack, number 12, Miles Moffitt. In at attack, number 17, Edward Tate. In at midfield, number 22, Liam McGrath. In at goalie, number 24, Noah Johnson. And at defender, number 25, Connor Stanley. And at attack, number 42, Eric Dickinson. And at defender, number 44, Jared Maberek.
Number 12, Miles Moffitt. Number 17, Edward Tate. Number 22, Liam McGrath.
How do I turn it up so I can hear myself?
Number 24, Noah Johnson. Number 25, Connor Stanley. Number 42, Eric Dickinson. And number 44, Jared Maberak. The Bears are coached by Greg Parody. He's assisted by Ned Cage and Brian Compton.
So we're getting ready to go here. It's going to be Noah Flash there in the center for the face-off, and number 10, Tyler Grant. And Flash able to win that first face-off there for Lenoir-Rhyne. And Starkey getting tripped up there in the middle. But it's going to remain Lenoir-Rhyne possession. See Linklater, Chris Britton, and Kanata will check in. There with the rock is Dickinson, and right to Miles Moffitt. Like clockwork, the Bears score the first goal of the match. That was quicker than a hiccup, only 18 seconds there off the clock. And You're going to hear those names a lot tonight. Miles Moffitt and Eric Dickinson. A dynamic duo here for the Bears. Get things rolling. So back in the middle we go. Let's see how the Assumption Greyhounds respond to that quick score there by LR. Flash able to win this ground ball once again. Scoops it over to Starkey. Now the Bears are going to look to attack. Let's see what kind of defensive adjustment here the Greyhounds have. That was an easy open alley lane there for Dickinson. And once again, Dickinson top left corner knocks it in for the Bears. And if that's how this game is going to go, Assumption's going to have a long night. 2-0 here in the first opening 30 seconds. Dickinson on the board now.
Goal scored by number 42, Eric Dickinson.
And you got to know Coach Guy Borden is not happy whatsoever. Just 2 quick goals in less than a 30-second span. I mean, Dickinson couldn't have been any more open. Driving down the alley, able to find the top left corner. I mean, putting one guy on Dickinson is a bold strategy when you know he is the all-time points and goal leader in LR and SAC history. You got to put at least more than one body there on number 42. Britton fires, and that one will be saved there by Mike Pascaretta. As now the Greyhounds trying to get their first true clear and first possession here of the ball game. And a shot fired, and that one will be saved by Johnson in goal, and they'll secure that. And now pushing forward for the Bears is McGrath, the freshman midfielder. McGrath waiting for Collins to enter the fray. Now Dickinson with the rock. Like I said, bold strat. Putting one guy there on Eric Dickinson. Dickinson making his way inside, and the shot put up and saved right there by the foot of Pascaretta, excuse me. Was the shot there by number 17, Edward Tate. But Bears going to get another possession. It seems like a violation there around the crease. So this is more of what we were looking for here. Slow tempo. And another goal put in there for the Bears. My number 19, Torin Eccleston, lays it into the back of the net. And I think the Greyhounds were more surprised the fact that Eccleston was wide open on that one. I mean, he got bumped there in the back, but whipped it in for the Bears, and 3-0 just like that. So we show you a replay of that last shot, and Eccleston just walking in there nice and casual and putting it in for the Bears. So 3-0 here in the opening 2 minutes of this game, and right now you have to say all the momentum's in the Bears' hands. As Flash not able to handle that one, and Mitch Linklater able to finally secure the ground ball there for Lenoir-Rhyne. Linklater looking for some help. Fires one over to Liam Farrell. And now Parody has checked into the game. And I think we got to look at just how much space these Bears have when they're going down the alley. I mean, there's been no contest here from the Greyhounds. And Parody over to number 17, Tate. Tate going to survey as you see Landis checked into the game here for the Bears, as well as Mike Caholen. And now Bain has joined the attack as well. Now over to Landis. really working it around. It's under 20 here on the shot clock for the Bears. They got to get going. Landis inside, and Dickinson just mishandles that pass. You see him pat his chest saying, my bad, I should have had that one. And first true turnover there for Lenoir-Rhyne on the offensive end. As the Greyhounds look to work the ball around. Let's see how the Greyhounds look to dissect this Bears defense who have yet to be tested here in this game so far. You see number 31, Farrell there, and Maybrick trying to wreak havoc. And a shot fired, once again saved there by Johnson. Maybrick not able to scoop up the ground ball, but it's going to be Greyhounds possession as they pick it up. And then another lefty shot, saved once again by Johnson. And it's still going to be Greyhounds possession. You see the shot clock reset there for the Greyhounds. So far, Greyhounds have just been working around near the 35-yard line, trying to find the right hole, trying to get blow by Torres. And Johnson comes up with another save, and you see some laundry there on the field from the referees. As you see a slashing penalty there on number 21, number 26, Torres. And he's going to serve a minute penalty for that.
1 minute slashing penalty on number 26 of Lenoir-Rhyne.
Coach P is not going to be happy about that. And so now the Greyhounds will be a man up here. Greyhounds slowly working the rock around, looking for a hole. Bears defense is doing a good job of just reacting to what they see and not allowing any openings. Bain looking to attack there on the mishandle. And a shot fired, and Johnson, another huge save there for the Bears. Johnson has been on his P's and Q's here today. He's letting the Greyhounds know it's going to be very difficult for you to get through him. Working it around. Greyhounds have another great shot. There's on his knees by number 42, Connor Quinlan. Able to catch Johnson off guard there in the right corner. And that's like one of those looks, if you show the replay here, that maybe an angle Johnson was not expecting there. As Quinlan there on his knees, able to fire and get the top right corner. So the Greyhounds answer. And you see ground ball scooped up there. And the faceoff won by Tyler Grant. Greyhounds going to work the ball around here again. And I mean, this is a team that cannot be rattled. This Greyhounds team is another big save there by Johnson. Can't be rattled. I mean, when you play with so much top talent there in your conference, you've got to be used to playing these tough opponents. And now coming down south to play in Lenoir-Rhyne, you shouldn't expect anything different except elite top-level lacrosse. Ball still being worked around, and a shot fired again, and top right shelf as you hear the Greyhounds erupt there on the sideline. As that shot is good for number 31, Adam Becker. Just like that, 3-2.
Assumption goal scored by number 31, Adam Becker, assisted by number 11, Nicholas Shanley.
So you see the replay there. Becker just rearing back and twinkling the twine. Gets it into the back of the cage. 3-2 here between the bricks here in Moret Stadium. Like I was saying, it's got to get going here from Noah Flash. He just brings so much energy when he's able to win the faceoff cleanly. And a violation there by Tyler Grant, and it will be Lenoir-Rhyne possession. See Dickinson able to fire off a look there to Britton. Britton looking to shake loose. Finds the move right to Moffitt. And firing low is number 17, Edward Tate. Knocks it into the back of the net. I wish there were and ones here in Lacrosse, as he got a little piece of shot at the end, and Tate able to knock it in there for the Bears. Your score is 4-2 here between the bricks and Moret Stadium as we show you the replay. As Moffitt finding Tate, and Tate with that nice low to high angle blowing by the keeper of the Greyhounds. Able to pull that one away is Grant, and it's going to be Greyhounds ball. I believe there's a penalty there by Farrell, maybe tripped the Greyhounds player. And now the Greyhounds looking to answer Lenoir-Rhyne's 1-0 run here. And I think that's another one of those things we stressed about all season here in the game of lacrosse, and even for Lenoir-Rhyne. They go on these huge spurts offensively where it just can be quite daunting for another team to just have to play defense over and over again when you keep getting attacked and punched in the mouth like Lenoir-Rhyne likes to do, especially early. But there have been some teams that have just been resilient and have been able to battle through, like Belmont Abbey. And there's a reason why they are ranked number 4. As you see, a bounce shot there by number 17, Brett Jennings, able to get by Johnson up into the corner. 4-3 now. I think that's what we were looking for at the beginning of this one to be close, and then one team just pulling away very late, as we show you a replay here. The last shot just coming around the crease and fading away to his left, able to bounce it in. And a flag is thrown. We'll see what the penalty is. So now the Bears will be a man up there after that violation by the Greyhounds. Now let's see how the Bears capitalize here. They're 3 of 10 on the season on man-up attempts. 30%, you know. Coach P wants to get that percentage up here. Swinging the ball around. Now Dickinson inside, trying to find, I believe, Moffitt. And Moffitt will get the benefit of the doubt that he was pushed in the crease, and will remain Lenoir-Rhyne possession. You see David Bell has checked in here for the Bears. And up top, that one was deflected. Racing toward the ball now is Moffitt. And Assumption Greyhounds will have an opportunity. See some confusion there towards midfield. Finally going to get things rolling now. See the Greyhounds looking to tie up this game. Good pursuit there with the ball. Some huge hacks there by Dakota Rainville. Doing a good job of keeping his man in front. Now Bain trying to pop the ball out. LR doing an excellent job here of keeping everyone in front. A move inside. Then a shot fired low. Saved by Johnson. Right back up top. Now inside turning. As another shot goes in there for the Greyhounds. That's number 31. Adam Becker for his second goal of the day for the Greyhounds.
Goal scored by number 31, Adam Becker. Assisted by number 9, Justin Shanley.
Like we talked about, this wasn't going to be easy here for the Bears. It's 4-4 early on here in the first quarter. This game had that kind of feeling of a sort of trap game, so to say, here for the Bears. I mean, coming off an amazing win, an amazing high of beating Limestone on Sunday, 18-16. You can't really sleep here on this Assumption Greyhounds team. You got to continue to fight, and that's what the Bears are looking to do. Is Linklater able to keep that ground ball there for Lenoir-Rhyne? Looking to split. The double takes a big shot, but able to secure that ball tightly. As Bowen Collins comes back in, as well as Torrin Eccleston. And Bryce Reese coming off a Player of the Week, SAC Player of the Week honors after leading the Bears in points there on Sunday against Limestone. The freshman has shown excellent promise here this year for the Lenoir-Rhyne. And Rice coming up top, fires, and he just misses a little wide, and they're going to give that possession there to the Greyhounds as they're going to be going the other way. And then a clear lane right there, but missed high will be number 21, Anthony D'Angelo. And if you're Noah Johnson, you got to realize you're doing a great job in goal. I know Coach Crompton's probably telling him, hey, kid, just keep finding your stops and keep coming up with big saves. You're doing an excellent job. Just a couple of ones that got by you. Some confusion there, trying to decide whose possession it is. And blowing by Reese is number 21, top shelf, right into the corner. Anthony D'Angelo finds the back of the net for the Greyhounds. And they take their first lead of the game, 5-4 here in Moret Stadium. Just reaching back, able to knock it in, unassisted right there. Just getting by Bryce Reese. So 4:27 remaining here in the first quarter. Lenoir-Rhyne down 5-4 here to the Assumption College Greyhounds. And Flash able to win it and kind of dish it off to Torres. Moffitt now looking for Tate as Tate was trying to find Dickinson, and Dickinson gets pushed in the back. It will remain Lenoir-Rhyne possession. Dickinson trying to find Moffitt inside. Moffitt not able to handle it, and coming up with the ground ball is the number 30, Owen Peterson III. And another low shot cranked, and that's saved by Johnson. spinning inside. So you see in violation there by the Greyhounds. It's going to be a Lenoir-Rhyne possession. That's Chris Brennan now with the rock there for the Bears. Now McGrath spinning, surveying, fires, and he knocks it in for the Bears. Who says you need to have your eyes on goal when you're scoring there for Lenoir-Rhyne, as the freshman, Liam McGrath, puts it in and ties the ball game at 5 goals apiece. You see the replay there. McGrath kind of came back out, whipped around and spun right back in, fired it low, beating Pascaretta. So back in the middle we go here. A stalemate there in the middle. Linklater trying to win it back. So a couple of big hacks. Finally the ground ball is batted down and pushed over to the other side. And the Greyhounds will control. And a timeout will be called by the Assumption, and we'll be back shortly here on Bear Sports Network. The pin. Pin. I mean, so we are back here at Moretz Stadium. I'm Ali Kaliande here on the call. If you're just tuning in, you've missed an exciting one so far. Bears are tied here with the Assumption College Greyhounds 5-5 with 2:58 remaining here in the first quarter. And a shot ripped and fired there for number 33. That'll be Trevor Wilcox getting his first goal of the game. Now retaking the lead are the Greyhounds 6-5. And good play there, coached by head coach Guy Bordon. Able to draw something up there with that timeout, and now Lenoir-Rhyne down one. Let's see how they respond to that quick goal there by the Greyhounds. This flash just misfires, and now a big battle here in the middle. Trying to win it. There being held was Farrell. And possession's going to go there to the Greyhounds. Spinning, surveying there near the 20-yard line. So now with Greyhounds with their first true possession here with a lead, trying to add to it and do more of the same. One of the few times Lenoir-Rhyne has been down here at home. And what a big check there by Tyler Bain, scooping over the top and kind of just blindsiding the Greyhounds attackman and able to win the possession there for Lenoir-Rhyne. And look at the wheels. Absolute speed there by number 30, Ben Yoch. He will come out, and back in is Dickinson. You see Dickinson going to be played very closely here, and they finally got someone who's just an absolute shadow, and that pass is picked off and be going the other way is number 55, Tim Tierney. Now battling inside, a jumping shot into the crease, and that's going to be a penalty there by number 17, Brett Jennings, as he leaped straight into the crease, unless the referees say he was pushed in the back. And you see Coach Cage put his head on his hat right there, shaking his head. As I believe that penalty there will be on Lenoir-Rhyne.
30-second pushing foul, number 25 of Lenoir-Rhyne.
As that will be against Connor Stanley with the pushing foul. 30-second penalty. It's going to be tough right there for the Bears. Not what you want to see, especially with one of your better defensive players getting out. Now a man up here with 45 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Cross field, that shot flares left, goes up into the stands. And referees just trying to talk some things out. Maybe issues with the shot clock here, but the shot clock should be off. Looks like they're dropping the shot clock to 66 seconds. Under 30 left to play here in the first quarter. Another shot flared wide there by the Greyhounds. 24.5 remaining. Greyhounds looking to extend their lead. They're up 6-5 here over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Ball being swung around. Finally looking for an opening here. We got 10 here on the game clock. Shot fired low and wide, and that one was not going to have an opportunity at all. Now 7.8 seconds remaining, and Lenoir-Rhyne might try to go the full length of the field and get a quick opportunity to score. Pass up ahead to Linklater, and he gets checked. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, folks, as your score is the Assumption Greyhounds 6, Lenoir-Rhyne Bears 5. And we'll be back shortly with more Lenoir-Rhyne men's lacrosse here on Bear Sports Network.
Welcome into Moretz Stadium. What an atmosphere we have for you today. It is worthy of this game. Darren Goldwater, the two-time Super Bowl champ here, Trey Essex. This atmosphere tells you what you need to know how big this game is. Fans were here really filling two of the parking lots before I showed up, 2.5 hours before the game. And that's a rarity. And it's as good of an environment as you can find in Division II football. A sold-out Moretz Stadium, standing room only.
As we are back here in Moretz Stadium, between the bricks, you're watching Lenoir-Rhyne men's lacrosse. And your Bears are down here 6-5 here as we begin the second quarter. And able to win that is Grant there in the middle. Let's see what Coach P's squad has here on the defensive end. Assumption Greyhounds have just been able to kind of answer and battle back, especially offensively. They've been looking crisp. But defensively, early on, I thought this was going to be a long, long game for the Greyhounds with 3 straight goals in a 3-minute span there for the LR Bears. And a shot inside, and a pass mixed me up here. As that is going to be thrown away, and Bain's going to be with the ball here for Lenoir-Rhyne. Up ahead to Britton. He's going to look to break it across there for the good clear. That's Linklater with the ball. Nice hesitation move. Back out to Parity. Now working around. Dickinson fires low. And now when he ends up being high, it's still going to be Lenoir-Rhyne possession. Parity now with the ball here for LR. Kanata working around. Spins. Kanata fires high, and that one just going wide of the face of the cage. Bears are being aggressive here. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Inside to a diving Leah McGrath. Going full out Superman on that one, putting it in the back of the net. We're all tied up at 6 apiece.
Lenoir-Rhyne goal scored by number 22, Leah McGrath. Assisted by number 7, Will Kanata.
As we show you the replay of that one, and a beautiful pass by Kanata and a great cut there by McGrath, laying out like Superman, just putting it in the back of the net. His second one of the day, the freshman putting in work here for LR. Back in the middle we go, Flash. And Grant. Starkey with a big check. Not able to win the ball, though, is Flash. And Greyhounds will start here. Yeah, I'm looking for that just staple defensive possession here from Lenoir-Rhyne. You see Stanley guarding the leading goal scorer right now for the Greyhounds, Brett Jennings. So I said, we need that nice staple and that just big stand there from Lenoir-Rhyne on defensive end. See Starkey doing a good job. Ball's up in the air, bouncing around. Finally picked up there by Jennings of the Greyhounds, and now they're working around once again. Maybrick in hot pursuit. Maybrick trying to stay in front, a couple of big checks, really throwing his body around. Jennings inside. Johnson comes up big, and finally scooping it up is Connor Stanley, and he's going to try to look to go the full length of the field here. Up ahead to Starkey, spinning, wheeling, doing, fires low, and a goal there for Christian Starkey, the man with the flow, or once with the flow. It's all gone now for Lenoir-Rhyne, but the power is still there for number 20. And 7-6, Lenoir-Rhyne on top.
Christian Starkey, assisted by number 25, Connor Stanley.
We're saying Starkey with all that flow. An excellent player there. As you see Stanley leading the break, finds Starkey spinning and fires low off the ground, puts it in. Big Sully right there for the Bears. Starkey getting a goal. There's going to be someone new there in the middle. That was Owen Thomas. But the Greyhounds still able to win the possession. They've been doing a great job there on off the face-offs. Now around the 30, attacking, blowing by the defender is number 31, or 21, excuse me. That's Anthony D'Angelo. And you see Coach P and Coach Crompton there shaking their hands as I believe Farrell just blown by there. So all knotted back up at 7 apiece here with 11:38 remaining. Here between the bricks, this is what you wanted. You wanted a show. And a violation right there by Grant to be going the other way. Penalty there on the Greyhounds. Looks like a delayed game penalty there. 30-second penalty there on the Greyhounds.
30-second delay of game penalty on number 2 of Assumption.
A decent crowd out to watch the Bears. And I know you guys watching at home are excited about this one. I mean, what else could you ask for other than high-level lacrosse? The number 5 team in all of the land in Division II lacrosse showing out here today and putting on a good show. And a pass inside is Moffitt kind of upended. Linklater getting in the fray, and Bears still able to keep possession. Dickinson now out to Moffitt. Inside and saves as Bowen Collins is trying to get the backside. Good job by Pascaretta. Another opportunity here for LR. You see Bryce Reese is checked in. Reese trying to clear out some space, give him some room to work. Reese with the ball, fires low and scores. More than a freshman here for LR. Bryce Reese has been a man with a hot hand. Bears take the lead 8-7 here with 10:38 remaining in the second quarter. So we show you a replay. Reese telling people to clear out. Kind of an ISO there. Knew he was going to get around the defender. And when you're that quick and so low to the ground like Reese is, and just a strong dude able to muscle one past the keeper. And Pascaretta. And Bears able to control the face off there and win that ground ball as Farrell comes up huge. Now Britton with the rock here for the Bears. And McGrath will come back in. Britton looking for an open cutter. No one's there, though. Moffitt working the ball around. Parity now. Parity, a good screen there by Dickinson. Dickinson kind of rolls off. Now Parity with the rock. And I think that one went into the back of the net. And that's another goal for Lenoir-Rhyne as Mason Parity, 9-7, LR on top.
Lenoir-Rhyne goal scored by number 5, Mason Parity.
You see that one. Good screen there by Dickinson, and Parity just fired. Textbook work followed through, and that one able to roll right past Pascaretta and go into the goal. Thomas there in the middle, trying to pull it away and trying to scoop it up as Farrell finally gets it there for LR. And LR now on a 2-0 spurt here in the second quarter. LR was once down 6-5 and now looking to add more to this lead. Wheeling and dealing is Britton, looking for some help. Goes backside, I believe that's Parity once again. Parity needs some help. Looking for that screen there from Kanata. Parity inside to Moffitt. Moffitt tried the cheeky over-the-shoulder shot and just barely going over the crossbar there. That would have been one for the highlight tape. But now, Lenoir-Rhyne back again. 25 seconds there on the shot clock and just absolutely moved off his spot there was Tierney pushing over Parity. But I believe a foul will be called and they're going to reset the shot clock as well. As McGrath battling. McGrath inside, and that one was saved and kicked away. But I believe they're going to call McGrath in the crease, and that will be going the other way. So now how will the Assumption College Greyhounds answer? It's 9-7. Bears have all the momentum in their favor, just like earlier when they were up 3-0 and the Greyhounds were able to battle back. And a shot ripped, and that one goes wide there for the Greyhounds. On an island there is number 43, Cam Seckler. Doing a good job of keeping D'Angelo out of the fray. D'Angelo has 2 goals on the day. Spinning, Linklater doing a good job of staying in front. There's Maybrick trying to wreak havoc and does that right there for Lenoir-Rhyne with a beautiful check and winning the ground ball. Pushing up ahead. Now for the Bears. I believe Parity now with the ball. Bowen Collins waiting for Eccleston to join in, as well as Bryce Reese. And right there, if you're number 12, Nolan Collins, I would give Bryce Reese a little bit more space than that. Being that close to him, trying to bump and kind of grind with Reese is kind of a mistake, especially when he's that fast. Got to give him a little space so you can catch up. LRC with possession now, trying to work it around. That's Eccleston. Eccleston spinning. Tries to go lefty, and that one took a deflection off of a Greyhounds player, and you see Coach Crompton a little upset, and the referee got it wrong. Says, my bad. changes the call. Reese there with the ball around the 17-yard line. Now Reese trying to go to work. Reese fires, and that one was going to go to the corner, but a great save there by Pascaretta. Now leading the break there for the Greyhounds was number 8, Joe Del Rossi. Still a 9-7 ball game here with 5:35 remaining here in the second quarter. You see a flag thrown up. We'll wait to see what that penalty was. Trying to get around Stanley. Shot fired, a bounce shot once again, but Johnson will not be fooled. So we'll wait what that penalty was. Like that foul is going to be on Eccleston there. I believe he was offsides. So now the Greyhounds a man up, and able to win that was Maybrick, but coming out of nowhere is a battle for the ball, and shot fired and scored. So you hear the referee say no goal, and a timeout called there by the Assumption Greyhounds. And just like that, we'll be back here on Bear Sports Network. As we are back here on Bear Sports Network, you're watching Lenoir-Rhyne men's lacrosse. Lenoir-Rhyne up 9-7 here over the Assumption College Greyhounds. Greyhounds with the possession. So we're under 5 minutes left to play here in the first half. Ball being slung around, and a big save by Johnson. And I think that one went all the way up to the fence out there, past the back end zone on the home side. Shot clock will reset now, and now the Greyhounds will look for another angle of attack. That's Linklater trying not to get beat to the spot. Johnson puts his body on the deck and comes up with the save as that one goes out to Bain, who scoops up the ground ball. Kanata able to pick that one out of the air, and now he's looking forward. So Britton and Kanata going back and forth. Britton trying to find some space. Now over to number 42, Dickinson. Kanata fires in top left corner, puts it in for the Bears. Make that 10-7. 3:41 remaining here in the second quarter.
Lenoir-Rhyne goal scored by number 7, Will Kanata.
As Kanata just rolling around to his right and fires left and beats Pascaretta into that corner. So good show of just bounce back here from Lenoir-Rhyne, down 6-5 at the end of that first quarter, and have now outscored the Greyhounds 5-1 here in the second quarter. And I mean, you gotta love that from your team if you're Coach P, just the fight and the grit to never give up, especially when you were having your best start since that 2018 team, which made it all the way to the Final Four. I know a lot of alumni are watching this game at home, and as that one hits the pipe, and sometimes, especially if you're Johnson, the pipe can be your best friend, it can be your worst enemy, and right there, helping Noah Johnson was the cage. Like I was saying, a lot of alumni watching at home probably thinking, hey, this team might have a shot, especially the ones who are on that 2018 team. This team has got a lot of depth, and just barely squeaking past Johnson. You know, he's a little upset about that one. That one hit his body and able to get by him.
Substitute goal scored by number 6, Anthony Rossi.
As that one is scored right there by number 6, Anthony Rassa. See the replay there, just fired from about 10 yards out and took a deflection off of Johnson and just found its way in the back of the goal. Looks like Thomas is going to remain here in the center to do the face-offs for the time being as Grant wins it. And now Thomas getting in the fray, and a foul is going to be called. It's going to be going the other way. As it's Greyhounds ball, and now LR is upset, and Coach Paradine asking for the right decision. He's a little confused. And looks like the ref closer to midfield is going to change the call, and it will stay Lenoir-Rhyne's possession, saying that Thomas was pushed into a Greyhound player. And just some real miscommunications here between the referees. It's been Greyhound's possession, it's been Lenoir-Rhyne's possession. It's been switched 3 or 4 times here. So it's 10-8 here. 2:47 remaining here in the second quarter. Refs trying to figure it out, and they finally give the possession going towards the Greyhounds, and Coach P is not happy about that one, asking what was the decision. Saying wants an explanation for the call there. That's one of those where you're just kind of like, let's just have a jump on. Let's see who gets to it first. At this point, just let the boys play. And it will be Greyhounds' possession. And Coach P screaming wanted a call there, but there was no call. Not happy about that one. It seemed like there might have been too many men there on one side of the field there for the Greyhounds. And a big check there by Linklater, and a shot fired wide is Number 33, Trevor Wilcox. And this Greyhounds team, they're not being quiet. They're a very animated sideline. They're down 2 goals here, trying to urge on their team. So that's DeAngelo. Maybrick doing a good job of staying in front. Staying like glue on him. A pass inside, and that one is put in. Beating Johnson is number 30, Owen Peterson the third. 10-9. Under 2 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. It's not going to be easy here for the LR Bears. They're going to have to put their foot down and really close out this one. There's a lot of time left. See a beautiful pass there and put in for Peterson the third. Owen finds the back of the net and trims down LR's lead to 1 goal. Thomas trying to win it. Ball still on the ground. He just misfired there. It seemed like he had a good shot of scooping it up, but I think he was worried about the far side midi trying to scoop it up for the Greyhounds. And a pass over the top. And a push there in the back by Maybrick. And it's going to be Lenoir-Rhyne's possession. Coach Borden is not happy about that one. He's irate there on the sideline. But it's going to be LR ball. And you know they're going to have to go in their kind of under 2 minute set. And you know that one's going to hurt right there for Collins as he took that one right on the forearm. But he's going to continue to play. And a timeout will be called by LR. So they're up 10-9 here with 1:21 remaining in the second quarter. And we're going to stay here with you. 1:21 here for Coach P. And let's see what kind of play Ned Case right there. Coach Case is drawing up here for the Bears. They got 64 seconds there on the shot clock. 1:21. Got to get a good look here and keep possession. And you want to hold this ball technically for the final shot here of the first half. It's going to be Dickinson now with the ball here at the 20-yard line. Britton over to Reese. Reese at the 40. A fake handoff there. Reese trying to go to work, find some space, fires, and that's going to be saved there by Pascaretta. Reese trying to get the ball back, and Tierney able to keep it, and now the Greyhounds are off and running. Under 50 here on the game clock. Good job by Farrell of staying in front, and a bounce shot over the top of the cage. Ball on the ground now And that'll be a turnover there for the Greyhounds. And now LR with a prime opportunity here with the shot clock being off with 30 seconds remaining to get a quick goal here and put you up 2 going into halftime. That's Britain. And another timeout will be called by Coach P. And your score is 10-9, LR on top with 11.9 seconds remaining. And we'll be back shortly here on Bear Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
As we are back here on Bear Sports Network, you're watching Lenoir-Rhyne men's lacrosse. LR is up 10-9 here over the Assumption College Greyhounds. 11.9 seconds remaining to go here in the first half. You see Britton with the ball. Britton driving in. Britton cranks one and then does not score. But look who is there to follow it up is number 19, Eccleston. 11-9 here, Lenoir-Rhyne able to beat the buzzer. 3.2 seconds remaining. Kind of faked me out from up here. Looked like the net moved, but there was a save there by Pascaretta, and Eccleston able to get the ricochet and put it in. We show the replay here. Looked like the net moved right there. Might have been the wind. And a good job by Eccleston to stay with the ball and put it in. Flash there in the middle, wins it, and that's the half, folks. Your score is Lenoir-Rhyne 11, Assumption 9, and we'll be back here with second half action and first half analysis here on Bear Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Ever Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC is ready for another exciting football season. Everett has been a proud sponsor of the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears for 25 years, and we wish the Bears a safe and successful season. And August means it's all systems go for another winning season with the Carolina Panthers. We have a tradition of winning in the Carolinas, and when you want to be a winner in the car, truck, or SUV game, come see the sales and service champions at Everett, because if you didn't get an Everett deal, you dropped the ball, baby. Woo!
I love being busy in my garden. I got flowers to plant and beds to clean out. When I was feeling really tired and not like myself, I saw a doctor. Look at me now. The doctors were good, they worked with me, and they laughed with me. I'm back to doing everything I love. I needed a doctor, and I found the expert for my heart.
Paramount Kia in Hickory. We want to see you driving a new Kia or, hey, a quality pre-owned Kia. We've got a huge selection of new and pre-owned Kias. You got to get to Paramount Kia in Hickory, Highway 70, ParamountKia.com.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Welcome into Moretz Stadium. What an atmosphere we have for you today. It is worthy of this game. Darren Goldwater, the two-time Super Bowl champ here, Trey Essex. This atmosphere tells you what you need to know how big this game is. Fans were here really filling two of the parking lots before I showed up, 2.5 hours before the game. And that's a rarity, and it's as good of an environment as you can find in Division II football. A sold-out Moretz Stadium, standing room only.
I was playing catch a little too hard with the dog. He's got quite an arm. I've been through this before. It'll be better in a couple of days. Probably.
Visit one of Ortho Carolina's specialists right away by logging on to orthocarolina.com. Leave the waiting to this guy.
Come on, honey.
Ortho Carolina. You improved.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create.
As we are back here on Bear Sports Network, you're watching Lenoir-Rhyne men's lacrosse, and they're up 11-9 here as we're about to break out of halftime. About 40 seconds remaining here to resume second half action. If you missed that first half, Lenoir-Rhyne was able to battle back here in the second quarter, outscoring the Assumption Greyhounds 6-3 after the Greyhounds had the lead 6-5 there in the first quarter. Some stats here for you. Noah Johnson with 10 saves here on the game, up to 9 goals allowed. No parity with a goal. Kanata has a goal and an assist. Eccleston with 2 goals. McGrath with 2 goals here for Lenoir-Rhyne. It's been a real kind of quiet day so far here for Eric Dickinson with 1 goal and 1 assist, as well as Miles Moffitt with 1 goal and 1 assist. So look for them to kind of get things rolling here for LR to begin the second half. Now driving inside is Dickinson, surveying, trying to find somebody. Over to Moffitt, and just like that, I spoke too soon. They are on the board here in the second half. Eric Dickinson, the money Moff. Miles Moffitt's it. Scores another one there for the Bears. As we show you the replay of that one, Dickinson surveying, finds Moffitt open from about 10 yards out and just puts it in. Reason why he is the team's leading goal scorer on the season. Miles Moffitt has been a huge addition here for LR. I think has been one of the biggest difference makers in being wide. Lenoir-Rhyne is 5-1 and the number 5 team in the nation. You see a little spill there by a couple of Bears, but they're back up. Starkey getting in the fold. A shot fired high. Still remains Greyhounds possession. LR with their biggest lead of the game now. 3 goals, 12-9 here. Good job of battling now. A pass inside and a jump shot missed. And Starkey will push it forward now for LR. A pass inside is torqued and fired there by number 45, Dakota Rainville, not able to put it in. A shot fired. I think that one hit the pipe. As that one stays with LR. I know earlier I was talking about Christian Starkey and his flow. It just almost a godsend flow. Got all the power by it right there. Still got it. Thought he had shaved his head right there, as most of the team has, for Lacrosse for Life. Able to raise money. It was a great cause there. Now LR working the ball around. Kanata at the NCAA no, puts an array of moves. Now over to Bryn. He cranks one and misses wide left. Like I was saying, a decent amount of the guys here on LR's team shaved their heads in support. I believe it was $1,000 per head shaved. As Dickinson cranks one, goes high. And I believe a decent amount of the players as well participated. I want to say it was a good 30 to 35 players raising money for cancer research. Now Britton here with the ball, working around and fires a low pass to Dickinson. He's not able to handle it. Excuse me, that is McGrath. And Dickinson battles back to keep it alive, and Kanata now with the rock with 12 seconds here. Dickinson is going to have to go to work. Under 10 here on the shot clock. Dickinson goes to his left, inside to Moffitt. Moffitt turning and hits the pipe. The top of the crossbar right there. Just unlucky there for Miles Moffitt. But still going to be LR ball, and they're going to have another opportunity. As you see Eccleston, who's scored 2 in this game. Bowen Collins comes back in as well. It's Bryce Reese, one of the promising freshmen for Coach P's squad. That's Tate turning, and Tate just mishandled it. And a turnover there for Lenoir-Rhyne. It's not what you want if you're Coach P. You kind of want to come out with a goal there and push that lead even further and kind of put the Greyhounds back against the wall. Pass inside, kind of low, able to scoop it up though. Greyhounds trying to break through this defense here of Lenoir-Rhyne. Good defense there by Eccleston. Worked around. Eccleston almost got his stick on the ball there and causing a deflection. And a good check there by Eccleston. And Collins gets pushed. Still keeping the ball, though. Talk about a strong guy and a big whiff on the other end. You know, Collins might be filling that one a little later, but he's not going to show it here on the field. And Bryce Reese looking to fire, and he gets kind of chipped right there on the follow-through, and you see quickly Eccleston coming over trying to protect his teammate, telling them to kind of lay off Reese there. Dickinson, cross the face of the crease right there, puts it in. What a difficult angle to score by Eric Dickinson. Oh my goodness. This kid probably got an A in geometry in high school, because that was absolutely just a tough angle, going almost 90 degrees there. Going straight on line there with the goal and fires one right past the keeper. Pasquaretta was just dumbfounded on that one. I'm a little dumbfounded up here as how Dickinson put it in. But The score is 13-9 here between the bricks in Moret Stadium. Lenoir-Rhyne men's lacrosse up over the Assumption College Greyhounds. Ball's bouncing around. Flash looking to win it. And finally, Torres comes out of the frame and secures the ball for Lenoir-Rhyne. Tate takes the screen from Dickinson. Parody. As you see Caholen re-enter the game. Out to Dickinson. Dickinson looking for an open cutter into Moffitt, and Moffitt fires, but that is saved by Pascaretta. Ball launched up ahead. And a good clear there for the Greyhounds. Just trying to break this pressure. And a big challenge there by Bain. And he's able to win it there for the Bears. Great stick work there by Tyler Bain. He's one of those names I circled earlier that kind of is the motor of this team defensively. Now Dickinson does an excellent job of keeping that a stick away from the defender. Britton trying to use the speed to get around. Stops on a dime, surveying. Just going to wait for McGrath to come back out. McGrath, the spin move. Fires low on the bounce shot. Going for that top right corner. It's no good. Now, Moffitt, that's Tate trying to get to work, slips. Moffitt now with the ball inside to McGrath. Tierney doing a good job of putting pressure there on McGrath. You see 10 seconds left on the shot clock here. Britton's going to have to go to work. Moffitt now with the ball. He cranks one, and that one goes wide. 5 seconds here for Dickinson. And I think LR is just going to take the shot clock violation and go the other way. And a flag thrown there by the referee. So we wait what the call on that violation is. 6:40 remaining. Lenoir-Rhyne up 13-9 here with the Assumption College Greyhounds. Good defense there by Austin Wilson. A shot fired, I believe Johnson might have gotten a piece of that one. As a slashing penalty will be called against Dickinson, and Coach Peak gives him a little word telling him, hey, that wasn't needed. Just a little frustration there. And now the Greyhounds will be a man up here with a minute penalty there for Eric Dickinson. Let's see how the Greyhounds answer. As the Greyhounds are 1 for 4 on the day on man-up opportunities. Still working the ball around, and they're wanting a tripping penalty, and wreaking havoc there is 21 Kyle Mason. And no flag will be thrown there. And you hear the Assumption College bench kind of scream out a little bit as to why there was no call. Shot low to high, and that one hits the back wall. Still Greyhounds ball. Across, fired low, and that one is saved there by Johnson. Good heads-up play there by Noah. Now pushing it up ahead is Linklater, and a quick in-and-out move. Now into Britton. Britton fires, and that one has some vengeance behind it. And you know, if that one had been a little lower, Pasquaretta was going to feel it. And Dickinson into Moffitt like clockwork. Into the back of the net, putting the Bears up 5 here, 14-9. We told you those names were going to be called a lot here today. You show the replay of that one. Dickinson driving in lefty, finds Moffitt, who's, like we said, he's that inside man, and just finds his holes, and it's very efficient when going to the cage. Puts it in there for Lenoir-Rhyne. So you see Noah Flash back in the middle, handling faceoffs, going to be with Grant. And Grant able to pull it out and bring it back out. But Farrell trying to get in the frame. Grant back in the middle, loses it, throws it out of bounds, and that will be LR possession. Dickinson spins, turning, fires, it's saved. Ball still up for grabs here on the ground. And finally scooped up there by Britton. Tate going towards the cage, trying to split it. Around the crease, Moffitt now keeping alive, being harassed there by Tierney. Moffitt turning around the crease, spinning. There's a strong dude, Miles Moffitt. Lays it off there for Tate. Tate fires, saved by Pasquaretta. And Kanata trying to win it back, loses his stick. And Bain with a big check, able to win it there for Lenoir-Rhyne. Kanata now with the ball. Gets dispossessed, is coming up with the ground ball was number 17. Brett Jennings there for the Greyhounds. As a timeout will be called here, I believe by the Greyhounds. Is Lenoir-Rhyne's up 14-9 here with 3:31 remaining here in the third quarter, and we'll be back shortly here on Bear Sports Network. So we are back now here on Bears Sports Network. You're watching Lenoir-Rhyne men's lacrosse. Your LR Bears are up 14-9 here over the Assumption College Greyhounds. 3:31 remaining here in the third quarter. It's the biggest lead of the day here for LR. They have held the Greyhounds scoreless here in the third quarter. Miles Moffitt with 3 goals and 1 assist. Dickinson with 2 goals and 3 assists. Torrin Eccleston with 2 goals. McGrath has 2 goals. Bryce Reese is on the scoreboard as well for the Bears. And then for the Greyhounds, it's Anthony D'Angelo with 2 and Adam Becker with 2. They've really carried the load. As you see, D'Angelo, a shifty guy. This ball being worked around now, trying to get something, make something happen. Good pressure there by Torres. Now trying to get past Farrell. And another huge save there by Johnson. I can't say that enough here tonight. Johnson has been excellent there in goal, especially here in the second half. Dickinson. Now into Eccleston. Bryce Reese. Let's see if they run a kind of ISO play for Reese. Down the alley, fires, and that one goes high. He was aiming for that top left corner. Parody spinning. You hear Coach P yell out, move the ball, move it. Parody goes inside, has the ball in top left corner. Mason Parody, how do you do? Bears up 15-9 here on Bear Sports Network. What a shot there by Mason Parody. As we show you another replay, just surveying, comes back in and beats the keeper near side. Like I said, it is very daunting when you're another team playing this Lenoir-Rhyne squad. When they go on these spurts, it's very, very hard to come back. And right now, Lenoir-Rhyne's in one of those grooves. As Linklater's stick was knocked out of his hands. Moffitt trying to come off, bringing the extra help there. Going to take a breather. So a 4-0 run here for Lenoir-Rhyne. Trying to make something happen now are the Greyhounds. Trying to put in a mixtape right there and a shot scored by number 31, Adam Becker. So he adds another one to the stat total.
Assumption goal scored by number 31, Adam Becker. Assisted by number 1, Jason Hughes.
That will be Becker's third goal of the game. So he gets his hat trick. And that kind of ends the little drought of the Greyhounds and stops the run and momentum there for Lenoir-Rhyne. But you're still down 5 goals if you're the Greyhounds, and you have a minute left here in this third quarter. You have a whole another 15 minutes there in the fourth as well. A lot of time left. For your LR, you can't keep your foot off the gas here. You got to keep the pedal to the metal and keep it going. Ball being swung around. Good pressure. There by Bain and Austin Wilson. Screen set and spinning. A shot fired once again and goes in. That's number 33, Trevor Wilcox, beating Johnson into that lower right-hand corner. So just like that, a 2-0 run here for the Assumption Greyhounds. 19.7 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. All bouncing back and forth. You see a little extracurriculars there between Torres and number 12 of the Greyhounds, Nolan Collins. And that's the end of the third quarter, folks, as your score is Lenoir-Rhyne 15, Assumption 11. And we'll be back shortly here with fourth quarter action on Bear Sports Network. So we are back here on Bears Sports Network. You're watching Lenoir-Rhyne men's lacrosse. Your Bears are up 15-11 here over the Assumption College Greyhounds. One more quarter left to play here. 15 minutes left. Let's see who wants it more, who's more hungry. Your number 5 Lenoir-Rhyne Bears are coming off probably one of the biggest wins in program history. Still a lot left to prove here. It's early on in the season. 5-1. Excuse me, Lenoir-Rhyne is 5-1, looking to move to 6-1, and stay undefeated here at home. It's flash in the middle with Grant once again, and Grant scoops it up there for the Greyhounds. Good pressure there by Austin Wilson. Good defense there by Cam Sackler. A good cell show there by number 7 of the Greyhounds. As a flag is pulled up, it looks most likely going to be on Lenoir-Rhyne. And Johnson with the save. We'll see what the flag was on. Looks like it's going to be on Linklater on a hold.
30-second holding penalty on number 11 of Lenoir-Rhyne.
It's a 30-second penalty, and it's going to be another man up opportunity for the Greyhounds. 1 for 5 on the day. Shot fired, saved by Johnson, racing towards the sideline and able to win it there. As Lenoir-Rhyne will keep possession. Johnson fires up ahead, and Torres able to dig it out of the turf. Eccleston now to Reese. Eccleston surveying, goes in. Trying to find Moffitt. Moffitt now finds Parody. Bears doing a good job of working the ball around, trying to find their spot now. Reese takes the screen from Collins. Reese dives in, hits the pipe. Collins follows it up and cleans up the garbage. Another goal for Lenoir-Rhyne. Bears up 16-11. Good job right there on the cleanup crew by Bowen Collins. You show you a replay there. Reese does a good job, a little hesitation move, fires, hits the pipe. Collins is there with the cleanup crew shot, puts it in. Back up to the biggest lead here for Lenoir-Rhyne on the day at 5 goals. Flash wins it. He's off to the races, fires and misses wide right. Trying to extend the lead here for the Bears. Get some momentum going, more momentum going their way. McGrath now with the rock here for LR. Good screen set by Dickinson. Dickinson stops on a dime, trying to rear back. I think that one hit the pipe, so they're going to reset the shot clock. Dickinson had a wide open cage, and sometimes the pipe's your best friend, and other times it's not. And right there, just not able to get that one to go. See Parody trying to make a move. Couple of jump cuts, a spin. Turning, loses the defender, fires low and scores! Another goal for LR. Mason Parody, a magician with the rock. LR up 17-11. 12 minutes remaining here in the fourth. See the replay there. I'll tell you, a lot of work there by Parody, but he stuck with it. A couple of different moves, finds an opening and fires low and gets right past the keeper as Pascaretta has been busy all day here today. Violation on the Greyhounds. It will be Lenoir-Rhyne ball. As Parody now has a hat trick on the day. Working it inside. Now pass to Moffitt, cranks one, saved by Pascaretta, and Landis could have pulled off a huge hit right there, but elected not to. Anthony D'Angelo fires, and that one goes wide left. Stopping. Good pressure there by Farrell. Landis gets beat. A jump shot and another big save there by Johnson. Shot clock is reset. D'Angelo being just stifled there by Jared Maybrick. A shot put up and goes wide. 50 on the shot clock. Greyhounds trying to run a set. Good pressure there by Eccleston. Still haven't found an opening on Tyler Bain in hot pursuit. Good job of keeping Brett Jennings out of the fray. Pass inside, and Johnson saving that one with his legs. Does a good job. And another slashing penalty will be called on Eric Dickinson. Got a little overzealous, and Coach P is letting him know right there and ripping him a new one. You can't get away with that one, especially when the referee's right there to see it. And it's him and a Greyhound player were battling for position. And see some back and forth, and another flag will be thrown. You see a Bear and number 11 of the Greyhounds going back and forth. I believe that was Nicholas Shanley. Some words being exchanged, and now we're going to see what the call was from the referee. So we're awaiting final decisions. 2 flags were thrown. Might be penalties going both ways for both sides. As both penalties are locked in. Dickinson with a slash, a minute penalty, and then unsportsmanlike penalty right there for number 11 of the Greyhounds, as they're locked in for a minute. Is Coach B a little confused as to why Dickinson got called for the penalty, saying they were going back and forth. That was just the last thing you saw, was Dickinson went to keep the defender off of him. LR possession now on the attack. Good swim move there by Britton. He cranks one, saved by Pascaretta. And trying to get it back for LR was Parody, not able to do so. As Torres comes back. Both teams are even with a man down now. D'Angelo with the rock here for the Greyhounds. As that one is bounced and fired over the cage. Goes high. 17-11 here if you're just tuning in. Here on Bears Sports Network, your Bears are up over the Assumption College Greyhounds with 8:15 remaining here in the fourth quarter. See Starkey Slipping right there was number 33 of the Greyhounds, Starkey, able to win the ground ball. Up ahead to Torres. Now Parody is going to see his angle of attack, takes the screen from Torres. Parody driving in, fires and misses wide. McGrath going to swing it over. Kanata, the Bears going to work it around and look for that angle attack once again. Now behind the cage is Parody. Parody, a quick stutter step, trying to find Dickinson, and that one was tipped away. I believe there'll be a save there for Pascaretta. Moffitt now with the ball, and one of those things we got to talk about is how strong Miles Moffitt is. He's done a great job all season of taking 3-4 guys on him and still able to finish through contact. It's got to be a credit to the strength and conditioning program run here by Coach Caldwell. And there's a turnover there for the Greyhounds, and now LR is off and running. That's going to be Yoch with the ball. And now a turnover there for Lenoir-Rhyne. Let me going the other way. Greyhounds ball. Bain doing a good job, not giving any evident angles. Pass inside, it's low. Now shot ripped, and that one goes high off the bounce. 17-11. 6 minutes remaining here in this game. Another shot fired wide. Good pressure there by Austin Wilson. And a shot fading away there is, I believe that is Brett Jennings, number 17. Excuse me, that's number 11, Nicholas Shanley. Their leading scorer on the season finally gets active there on the score sheet. Gets his first goal of the game. He's got 1 goal and 2 assists. You should see the replay. Just an awkward angle, but able to get it to go is Shanley. Good shot by him. Now kind of stops that bleeding a little bit. The 5-goal lead here for LR with under 6 minutes left to play. The Greyhounds have got to get going. They've got to make a run here, and if they want to come back in this one, it's got to be now. You see a wrestling match in the middle, and Linklater ends up on the turf. Let's hope he's all right. It's going to be LR ball. See Collins with the ball around the 20. Now over to Parody. You see 25 here on the shot clock. Lenoir-Rhyne doing a good job of milking some clock off. Parity. 15 here on the shot clock. He's got to go to work. Parity, an array of moves, spinning, wheeling. Collins makes a nice cut into the goal, and no one's there, though. Moffitt gets the ball, and Bears are going to take a shot clock violation. Able to dwindle 80 seconds off. That's good for them, but I'm sure Coach P would have wanted a shot gone off on Cage. Good pressure there by Starkey. Able to cause the turnover, and Wilson able to pick up the ground ball. Now Maybrek in some space. Starkey, he's hungry for another goal. But Bears are just going to pull it back out once again and try to use the full 80. Parity with no sense of urgency here to kind of move the ball. They're going to take every last valuable second here off the shot clock before they make their way towards the cage. As you hear the Assumption bench yelling out, press, stay tight to them. So that's Britton with the ball. Just holding it now. 20 seconds here on the shot clock. We're under 3 minutes left to play here in this game. Lenoir-Rhyne up 17-12 over Assumption. Britton looking to make his move now. Caesar's 10 seconds on the clock and just fires that one away, and that will be a turnover. Not the right play right there by LR. Now they're going to have to scramble here on defense. Lays it off the ground, and Johnson with another save. And the bench here for LR screaming that the ball should be with them, but it's going to be going the other way for the Greyhounds. So we're approaching 2 minutes left to play in this one. LR is up 17-12 over Assumption. Good shadow there by Farrell. Maybrack goes through the screen. And an errant pass there. It's thrown out of bounds by the Greyhounds. And now LR can practically hold this one for the whole shot clock, only 80 seconds. And it's going to be about 20 seconds left for the Greyhounds to perhaps put another one up on the board. But LR is just going to hold this one. And Parity now with the ball. He's just going to hold it out, like I was saying. Use all the shot clock, and they're going to try to send 2 men after him. And there's no one in the cage now as the keeper, Pascaretta, is out. LR has an opportunity if they want to score here. Pascaretta is completely out of the net. Now the crease as well. Parity being double-teamed and just absolutely just wrecked there, but a dispossession and now turnover. And racing towards the ball, scooping it up is Britton. And LR can practically hold this one as we're under a minute, under 30 seconds now. Swim move there by Linklater. Another flag thrown. Another flag thrown. As Linklater just trying to hold the ball out and be respectful here and not really go in the cage. And so penalties back and forth. Tierney is not ready to let this one go. 5 seconds on the clock. And that's the game, folks, as Lenoir-Rhyne wins this one over Assumption College 17-12 and remain undefeated here at home and move to 6-1 on the season. The number 5 team in all the land of Division II lacrosse. LR on top here today. What a game. We saw a lot of action. LR tested early on in that first quarter, but never looked back ever since. Parody with the hat trick, 3 goals. Miles Moffitt, 3 goals and 1 assist. Starkey had a goal. Eccleston had 2 goals. McGrath was on the scoreboard with 2 as well. You had Bryce Reese with 1. Dickinson, the points leader here today with 2 goals and 3 assists. So just full-out action there from Lenoir-Rhyne. Noah Johnson had 17 saves on the game, only allowing 12 goals. So just great back-and-forth action here today. Another great must-win game here for Lenoir-Rhyne. Like I said, they'll move on to 6-1 in the season, remain a perfect 5-0 here at home as they look to begin conference play here on Saturday against Newberry. Your final score here between the Bricks and Moret Stadium. Lenoir-Rhyne 17, Assumption 12. Thanks for staying tuned in on the broadcast. I'm Matt Caliane, and we wish you a great night, and go Bears.